In a world obsessed with filters and facades, where every smile is staged, every flaw edited out, we've built cathedrals on illusions, hoping that perfection will buy us love. But deep down, we know the truth. The most powerful magnetism doesn't come from what we polish. It comes from what we dare not show. The shaky voice that still speaks the truth, the eyes that don't look away when things get messy, the heart that says, "Here I am, not perfect but present." Carl Jung, the master cartographer of the soul, once revealed a truth so ancient, we've nearly forgotten it. We do not fall in love with perfection. We fall in love with presence, with the raw, the real, the broken pieces that shimmer with honesty. Because deep intimacy doesn't come from being flawless. It comes from being whole. And wholeness? Wholeness requires that we turn toward our shadow, that we embrace what we were taught to hide. What if the key to becoming truly unforgettable has nothing to do with what you change, and everything to do with what you reclaim? This isn't about becoming the woman he wants. This is about becoming the woman he can't forget. Not because you chased him, but because you came home to yourself. In this video, I reveal the 7 secrets to becoming the woman an avoidant man fears losing. Embrace your authenticity. We live in a culture that teaches us to perform. Smile more, speak less. Be agreeable, be small. But the woman he can't forget, the one who haunts him in the quiet, doesn't bend herself into shapes for approval. She is truth, walking. Carl Jung called it individuation, the lifelong journey of peeling off the masks until only you remain. She's not perfect, she's real. She laughs loudly. She says what she means. She wears her contradictions like a crown. And it's that wholeness, not her charm, that lingers. The avoidant man who fears engulfment is terrified of intimacy. But when he meets a woman who is so deeply herself, he senses something ancient, a home he never built, but always yearned for. Own your shadow. Jung taught that we all carry a shadow. The parts of us we hide, repress, or deny. But the woman who becomes unforgettable has met her own darkness and didn't flinch. She's not afraid to say, "Yes, I've been jealous. Yes, I've felt rage. Yes, I've made mistakes." And still, she walks with grace. She doesn't pretend to be only light. She is the full moon, equal parts shadow and shine. And when she shows up whole, she unconsciously gives him permission to stop pretending too. Paradoxical depth, strength, and tenderness. She is both. The hand that soothes and the spine that won't bend. She's not cold to prove she's strong. She's not soft to gain affection. She's integrated, feminine fire, grounded in discernment. The avoidant man expects to either dominate or escape. But she meets him without flinching. She can say, "I care about you, and I will not chase you," in the same breath. That paradox, it makes her impossible to control and impossible to forget. Speak your needs calmly, clearly. Avoidant attachment is wired to fear closeness. But that doesn't mean you shrink into silence. It means you rise with clarity. She says, "I need consistency. I need honesty. I will not settle for breadcrumbs." Not with anger, not with ultimatums, but with grounded presence. She doesn't manipulate, she doesn't punish. She names what she needs, then watches what he does. That steadiness pierces through his emotional fog, because when a woman knows her worth, she doesn't need to raise her voice. Her stillness speaks volumes. Love from wholeness, not from lack. She's not looking for a savior. She's not auditioning to be chosen. She's already chosen herself. Her love is not an empty cup begging to be filled. It overflows. She nurtures, not because she's desperate, but because love is her nature, not her transaction. The avoidant man is used to lovers trying to fix him, rescue him, complete him, but she doesn't need him to be her everything. And that, ironically, is what makes him want to be something real with her. Jung said, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. She isn't looking for possession. She's seeking transformation. Be unapologetically unpredictable, not dramatic, not chaotic, just alive. Today she paints, tomorrow she travels. She's always evolving because growth is her default. She doesn't chase him, she chases wonder. And he feels it, that she could disappear at any moment into a life fuller than his fears. This unpredictability isn't instability, it's vibrancy. It's the refusal to become stagnant, to be safe. She doesn't try to be mysterious, she simply is. Because the deepest women are oceans, and he has only ever known puddles. She does not fear losing him, because she has already found herself, not in his gaze, not in the spaces he left empty, but in the silence she once ran from, in the truth she dared to face alone. She knows now her worth is not negotiable. Her love is not a performance. Her presence is not a prize to be won. It's a sanctuary to be earned. She no longer twists to fit his comfort. She no longer chases crumbs of affection. She walks with the calm certainty of a woman who no longer needs to be chosen, because she has chosen herself. And that is the most unforgettable kind of woman, the kind he remembers when the silence is loud, the kind he pictures when his distractions fade, the kind his soul aches for, not because she needed him, but because she became the one thing he could never replace, a woman rooted in her own power, a woman who loves without losing herself, a woman who is no longer afraid to walk away. Carl Jung revealed a profound truth. We don't desire what appears flawless. We're drawn to what feels authentic.